But now we can talk about actual things I wanted to talk about. Isn't that awesome?
I don't even wanna. I just want to go back.
Talking about restaurant.
I just want to go back to these terrible topics.
You ever been to Western Beef? It's also pretty cool. Welcome to the Joystick Show, episode 288. So
wow.
I think that's what I'm just going to do that from now. I'm going to start making up songs for the show. That's a skill I actually have. Like in my day-to-day, I just kind of go about and make up dumb little tunes in my head. But now that's something I can start these episodes with.
I mean, I think you could get into the jingle market. There's a lot
100%.
of big pharma.
I could.
What is it? A Daisy sour cream and cottage cheese got crazy fucking jingle.
I could Charlie Sheen it up. I don't remember what his actual character's name was from 2.5 Men, but that's what he did. Do you think in like 30 years from now people will remember 2.5 Men? What if I told you that's one of my mom's top 5 favorite shows of all time? She's rewatched it multiple times.
I mean, I believe it.
It's a funny show.
I've watched it a lot. I
I
think like that and King of Queens. I don't know why live just rent free in the back of my head.
Yeah. But on the topic of making up dumb little songs, I remember when I was a kid. Like, you know, like when your parents would just do stuff that you always found annoying and you'd be like, I'm never going to fucking do that.
Yeah.
And then you grow up and you just do it all the time and you don't know why. One of those things is making up those songs because my dad would just do it. Like, you know, my dad, he never stops talking. And when he stops talking, he still doesn't stop making noise.
Yeah.
It's like this weird.
It will go from talk to jingle to slogan back to song.
So my dad will literally be in the middle of a supermarket and he'd be like, "Skabala-boop, bop, boop, bippity-boop, bop, bop, bop." And I'm like, all right, I guess he's fucking Bobby McFerrin now all of a sudden. But I do that now all of the time, all of the time. So I can't really say shit anymore. But that's how it be. But that being said, welcome to the show.
Yep.
Woo! Joey's not here. You know where Joey is? Yeah. He's in the supermarket I was just talking about. Yeah. He's in the dairy aisle. He's looking for the cottage cheese.
Yeah, so he took a wrong turn. He's now in the back of the supermarket where like the bathroom is. If you've ever had to go to the bathroom at the supermarket.
In the back of a supermarket. I have like faint memories of that being a kid, you know, because when you're a kid, any business will be like, right.
Yeah, right.
But no, like the supermarket will let you go to the bathroom. You just have to find it.
Yeah.
That's the big rule. From what I've experienced, anytime I've had the shit at the supermarket, they're like, it's over there. It's in the back somewhere. Yeah.
Let's go. Mm-hmm. That being said, I don't know how we diverted into that, but we did.
I could talk about bathroom supermarkets.
I could talk about supermarkets for a minute, man.
I've never been in a supermarket bathroom.
All right, we're tier listing.
All right, you know what? Fuck it. Y'all ever been in a Restaurant Depot before?
Yes.
No.
Really?
I've been to a Restaurant Depot.
So
I've only been there to pull up and like get stuff from the front.
You've never been in Restaurant Depot.
I've seen the inside.
You see there's a difference.
Yeah.
People have seen the inside of Disney World, but people haven't been inside of Disney World.
Yeah.
And are you sitting there thinking, is Bobby comparing Restaurant Depot to Disney World?
I know what it's like. It's insane.
Look, I'm overhyping it. It's fucking stupid. But what is pretty
you can
cool
buy
about
bulk.
it,
You can buy bulk.
Yeah, but no, what's cool about it is like, you know, my dad's a chef, so part of that is, and keep in mind, restaurant. It's not that they gatekeep it, but it's like Costco, so you have to have a membership. You have to go through that whole process, and that's how you get it and buy all this shit in bulk. But it's primarily for restaurants. But when you think about it, there's lots of different businesses and services that also deal with like food service. So it's just kind of like, it's also open to other people is what I'm trying to say. But the reason I bring it up is the fact that my father has been a chef my entire life. And the only times we've ever been to Restaurant Depot were never actually to buy stuff for a restaurant. It was always to buy things for like a school, the church, a party like that, you know? But it's crazy. When you're like 9 years old in Restaurant Depot, that shit feels like that feels like a state, honestly. It's like a whole new experience. And they have a freezer section, right? That takes up like a quarter of the store. And when I say that it's a walk-in freezer, I mean like It's like the size of a regular supermarket, but a freezer. Like,
all right, like a room.
Legitimate, yeah. And the whole thing is just meats and fish in bulk. And then they give you coats if you like don't have one. You can wear one to go inside. But it's a whole fucking thing, man. Huh. But shout out to Restaurant Depot.
So it's just like super Costco.
It like
because it's like bulkier.
But like for
they already have bulk. It's like bulk.
Yes, but like Costco won't have like 24 lamb chops.
Exactly.
Together,
it's not even like that. Like, Costco obviously has like furniture and TVs. Restaurant Depot has like gas line stoves that like you go buy
pizza
industry
oven.
Fridges and pizza ovens, like shit like that.
Yeah.
So you could buy like anything you would practically need for a restaurant. I remember like walking around, you would see like the fucking gallon tubs of like the Heinz ketchup and shit. I'd be like, Dad, can we get that? Like, we don't need to buy ketchup for a year. It'd be crazy. But fucking yeah.
Oh, Bobby, you did not need that. I'm gonna tell you as
now, your friend.
Well, not even that, but just like even as an adult, you can look back at that if you had the gallon with the fucking spout thingy, that would have been way too overpowered for you,
bro. I was
you would have never lost the weight. Bro.
Do you remember what I was like in high school?
Yeah.
I would buy the fry and chicken basket, and the whole other half of the thing would just be ketchup. And listen, I never ran out.
Ketchup was good, man.
Because everyone else, what happened? They took too little ketchup, and then they would have to be the fool that had to go back and they like cut the line.
You're wasting your lunchtime.
Not me.
Yeah.
Not Bobby.
Again, weirdest tangent we have ever started the podcast with, but now we can talk about actual things I wanted to talk about. Isn't that awesome?
I don't even wanna. I just want to go back.
Talking about restaurant.
I just want to go back to these terrible topics.
You ever been to Western Beef? It's also pretty cool. Nah, but I'm just gonna say it. Marvel did it again. Yeah. We recently fucking finished Daredevil Born Again season 2, and I don't care if you're gonna watch it. I'm gonna spoil things, so that's how this is going. Right off the bat, the whole season was pretty solid. Every episode I felt like kept me engaged into the next one. I felt like season 1 of Daredevil was a little weaker, or specifically this iteration of Daredevil, but this season was a little different. Like every episode, like I guess what I'm trying to say is every episode in season 2 felt connected to the episode prior, so that when it ended, obviously you're like, oh, I need to see what happens next episode. But in season 1, they do a couple like filler episode type things, and there's like a whole subplot that they finish that first, and then they move on to a bigger thing.
Any time travel?
No time travel. More. This is a street level superhero, Dylan.
Yeah, no magic powers.
But there is some crazy shit. That being said, the series ends with, or let me not say the series, the season ends with Daredevil coming out, not, sexually speaking, but telling everybody in New York City that Daredevil is Matt Murdock. So he pulls like a whole, I am Iron Man type moment. And that was pretty crazy. I was like, whoa, insane. And then right after that, the whole courtroom that they're in gets shut down, put into a lockdown mode. And I'm only saying this because I want to talk about the craziest scene, in my opinion, which is when Vincent D'Onofrio's Wilson Fisk literally massacres like 30 people in a hallway. And I was like, this is a Marvel show? This is fucking insane. Like, it was definitely them trying to show that this is like his snapping point. Like, because, the whole season, he's the mayor of New York. And even though we know him to be this super dastardly evil kingpin, he has to keep that face on TV. Like, New York, I love you. I would never hurt you, blah, blah, blah. But now everything's been outed. Everybody knows that he's done all this shit. He's a terrible person. So he's like, fuck it. And he's just like killing people now. And, in perfect kingpin fashion, he's just like breaking a dude's spine against the wall, punching the guy so hard that his face bashes against the wall and breaks his neck. It was like, I'm not gonna like overhype it and say it was like one of the goriest things I've seen in Marvel, but it was definitely one of the darker moments in Marvel that I was like, holy shit, yes, he is a bad guy. I guess that is truthful. But it all comes to a conclusion where, and it's funny because Joey was like, I don't know if it was Joey or Mildred, but one of them was like, I don't really like that ending, because it ends with Daredevil going to prison, because of justice, and Kingpin being exiled and like living on a beach somewhere. And they're like, what the fuck, but I kind of get it. I understand. It makes sense for the characters. But all that to say, it just got me excited for like future stuff, because I felt like it wrapped up really nicely. Like, I already know Daredevil season 3 is pretty much going to be the Defenders. Like that's the whole thing they're doing. Jessica Jones is back in New York. They actually show Luke Cage. That was pretty cool. Not only that, all 3 of the actors already took a group picture of them filming season 3. So like Iron Fist will be back as well. I only hope that they do them more justice because, you know, Iron Fist was not properly shown in his show. The Defenders was way more jokey than I think it should have been, but I think they'll get it right this time. That's what this show kind of feels like. It's kind of like it's just kind of like a second chance for a lot of these people. Not necessarily the actors, because I think people, especially Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio, nailed the roles even back then, and they're just being able to kind of like expand on it more.
Just good actors.
Yeah, also. But in terms of like the storylines, like it's really like that's what I meant. Like it's not at the fault of the actors. I think it was at the fault of the writers. Like it really gives them the opportunity to take these great characters played by these great actors and do something good with them for once, right? That, like, I don't think I've seen anything this engaging since season 2 of the original Daredevil, where they first brought Punisher in and John Bernthal made his first appearance. But that being said, the show is great. I would give it a solid 9 out of 10. I thought it was really good.
It was good.
Now it's setting up all kinds of new Marvel stuff, especially, like Jerry just asked before the show started, Spider-Man 4 coming out pretty soon. And we already know Punisher to be in that movie.
Right.
But the big question was, like, will Daredevil be in the movie? So real quick, I don't know if you've seen the trailer for Spider-Man 4, but it already shows an enemy group called the Hand, and the Hand in the comic books are like basically this super evil ninja clan that typically fights against Daredevil and Elektra. That's kind of like the connection there in the Marvel universe. So the Hand is in Spider-Man, so immediately people are like, so Daredevil's in Spider-Man, right? That's how that works. And, you know, Marvel's already doing the thing like, nah, we don't know anything. What are you talking about? We just made the movie. You know?
We don't know anything besides crafting the entire fucking...
But fucking, what is interesting is, I don't know if you remember, when Spider-Man 3 dropped No Way Home like 4 or 5 years ago, there was a famous shot in the trailer where Spider-Man is swinging against Lizard, Electro, and Sandman, like fighting all 3 of them at once. But Marvel made a little oopsie, and for just a quick second, you can actually see Lizard get like punched in the face, but by nothing. It's just like midair. So it spawned this whole question of like, who's fighting Lizard, you know, because these ones blah, blah, blah. And then people were right, because there's 3 Spider-Men in that movie. All that to say, in this trailer, there's a pretty interesting scene of Spider-Man very similarly flying out against members of the Hand, like literally like fucking 50 of them in midair. But if you pay attention to their sight lines, the ones in the middle are staring at Peter, but the ones at the top and bottom are looking directly above and below him, and they're not even like attacking him. So again, people are like, who's Peter fighting with? Da, 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 da. And we already know Hulk is in the movie and Punisher's in the movie, so... The big question is, will Daredevil be in the movie? If I'm being honest, I don't fucking know. Dude's in prison right now. Like when I saw that ending, I was like, I really am not sure now, because I felt like he would be, but we gotta see. You know, anything can happen. All that to say, I'm very excited. I've been rewatching some Marvel stuff. The thing is I forget like every 2 weeks how much I really am into this stuff, and then I'm like, oh, I'm a fucking dork and I love it.
There's so much. Like you don't realize. You look back and you're like, there's like. A lot of content.
There was a lot before they started making shows.
Yeah.
And then after that, you go back and you're like, Jesus Christ, that's like fucking 4 to 8 hours of content right there that you got to catch up on sometimes. But
it's a lot.
It's a whole lot. But shout outs to Daredevil. I thoroughly enjoyed it. And yeah, shout outs. It was good.
Nice. Evel Knievel.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. That's what happens at the end. He went to prison because he tried jumping over too many buses.
Too many buses. Impersonating Evel Knievel. Yeah. Yes, that's...
How great would that be, though, if there was like just some like... If there was like a superhero that was like Elvis-y, kind of like Evel Knievel-y, you know?
Is there not? I feel like there's probably one.
Yeah.
An Elvis-y, Evel Knievel-y superhero. Like, I'm getting like Booster Gold vibes, but... You know,
yeah. The similar... Yeah.
Like Plastic Man vibes, but you know.
I don't know. Inspector Gadget, but it's all music related. I don't know.
You gotta trust me. Okay,
Yeah, okay.
I have the expertise.
You're the superhero expert.
Booster Gold is actually a pretty funny superhero. His whole shtick is he's like from the 30th century, like way far in the future, where like every superhero's already died, and he's a janitor in a museum, and he steals like some high tech time travel device and comes back to our world, and he's like, "Oh, I'm a superhero, guys," and that's literally his whole thing.
that is fucking incredible.
Yeah, and he's like not a joke character, but he is taken very unseriously because that's his whole shtick. Like everybody's like, "Okay, Booster, fucking get away," but yeah, that's kind of the deal.
Booster.
That being said, let's take a quick diversion into sports real quick.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about the NBA playoffs because I have a gripe.
Some balls.
You have a grape?
I've been watching the games. Right now we're missing the New York Knicks play the Philadelphia 76ers, which we can only guess how that's going right now.
But no need to guess.
Oh, is Dylan on it?
I'm on it.
They're
winning.
They're okay, cool.
That's all I'll say.
Oh, okay. Probably not by a lot, but we'll take it.
They're winning.
Cool. By 1 point. But
5 points.
But I was watching the game, and last night I was watching one game in specific. I was watching the Oklahoma City Thunder play the Los Angeles Lakers.
Yes. It sounds like you didn't want to have a good time.
Look, this is what I'm going to say. Do I think the Lakers have what it takes to beat Oklahoma City? No. I'm not being deluded here. They don't have Luka Doncic. That was one of their biggest offensive pieces. Don't get me wrong. I have been thoroughly impressed with what LeBron James has been able to do. He is literally single-handedly carrying this team on his back.
Yeah, he made it to the second round.
And considering he's a 41-year-old man, like, we got to, the discussions have to stop at some point, and we just got to be like, he is the GOAT, and we can move on. Love him or hate him. But that being said, I know that people have talked about how Oklahoma City can be a bit of like a grimy team and do some, questionable things. But I didn't really see it firsthand until I watched yesterday's game. And man, I have a newfound hatred for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
I don't want to say it, but they play anti-basketball.
They do.
They play anti-basketball. It's a thing in the world of soccer. It's called haram ball, actually, because it's just you're just going in, you're kicking the ball away, you're going, you're biting at people's ankles essentially.
Yeah, you're right.
And you watch, they have this idea in your head of like, oh, they play like new age beautiful basketball, and then you just watch SGA get fouled the whole game.
Right.
I thought this was new age basketball. It's not. It really isn't.
As far as like the foul bait game, that's one part of it 100%. But my whole take on that, personally speaking, when people bring it up in like other basketball discussions at work or whatever, I'm like, yeah, I don't like it either, but I can't necessarily get too mad at SGA for doing it just because it is done by a lot of point guards around the league.
Yeah, like we watched James Harden do it for 10 years.
Jalen Brunson does it every single game.
Right,
like,
Embiid does it. Every team has a guy.
Everybody does it, and like I think that's more of the fault of the sport than of one person in general. Sure, SGA is the foul merchant, but everybody's trying to do it. So
he's the guy right now.
100%. It is like it or not, it's a legitimate strategy that people are taking advantage of, right? But that being said, the fucking flopping, the dirty plays, I'm sick and tired of it, man. I want nothing more than for these fucking people to lose the NBA playoffs. And I don't know how likely that is, but come on Spurs, come on Knicks, whoever's gonna fucking do it, just do it.
It's got some players that is like Lou Dort, I don't know any Lou Dort fans.
Yeah, word. I mean, I don't know. That being said, that guy shoots a 3 and the whole fucking arena is like Lou, like he's Deuce McBride or some shit. But fucking I didn't like what I saw. There was a lot of flopping. It was shown on all the social media sites, but fucking Chet Holmgren like flopped the most stupid thing, like he tried to make it look like LeBron hit him in the face, but he didn't get hit at all. Then there was the flagrant on SGA where he literally almost looks like he's about to break Austin Reeves' arm. I'm like, homie, fucking, can we play basketball? That's what we're supposed to be doing here. But that's I just wanted to grind those gears out real quick because fucking can't stand them. Have you
seen the newest news or the drama around Jaylen Brown?
With the Twitch drama?
No, where he was like, he's like, this was my favorite year in the NBA so far. And they're like, bro, you won a chip and got a Finals MVP, but your favorite year is the year where Tatum was out.
Injured, and you got to play more minutes probably. You're a fucking idiot, Jalen. Oh man. And
then he talked to, I think like the team owner or something like that. They were like, he hasn't spoken anything about that with me or something like that.
That is crazy, bro. That is a great point. You win a championship and you are the fucking Finals MVP, bro. But no. The season where I went out in round 1.
The season where people thought we were going to be bad and we were just okay. Like
that season where Tatum's Achilles was ruptured and we went out in round 1. Prime. That was the best season of my year. Oh, fuck you, Jalen.
Who's next? Siakam saying that?
I forgot about the Pacers, low-key, if I'm being honest.
Godspeed
to Tyrese.
Well, what's annoying is that the Pacers are going to have probably a top 10 pick this year. So
yeah. But so are the Nets.
It's a good year to have a pick.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see.
I heard AJ DeBonsa might still not go to the draft if he gets a bad team or if he's projected.
Well, we'll see. That being said, fuck OKC. We don't like them.
Fuck the entire city.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Who's the mayor of Oklahoma?
Is it Jim Borgpin? It's a name I just made up. I don't think there's anybody with the last name Borgpin though.
There's only Jim Bergens. There's no Borgpins.
Okay, no problem. But who is the mayor of Oklahoma City? Can you find that out for me?
Yeah.
It's an important question I need answered. You got this.
How does the Oklahoma City explosion come up before Oklahoma City? Like that's an
important thing, Dylan.
What? David Holt.
And does he look like a normal guy, or is there something fun with him?
Is there something fun?
He's got like a Jim Brewer kind of face going on. Yeah, he's cool.
He looks like he sells hot sauce.
That's a mild fun. He looks like he sells hot sauce. Maybe some mild hot sauce, bro. I don't know. What the fuck, Jerry? Like he has a door-to-door sales.
Yeah, like a door-to-door.
Oh, okay. All right. He's eventually gonna branch out, get some mall space.
This is actually Jerry's hidden talent. What job does Mick Cornett have, bro? Let's put up a photo of Mick Cornett.
Your phone dim. They can't see.
Fucking Mick Cornett.
Cornett. Oh, that motherfucker owns a funeral home.
Yeah.
He owns a funeral home. 100%. And he's way happy about it too.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Shout outs. Speaking of funerals, I want to talk about a movie I saw that was dreadful. And when I say dreadful, I don't mean bad. I mean like...
You're like, oh wow, this movie really nailed the dread.
Yeah, literally. I was like, this movie is harsh.
This movie dreaded me out.
Honestly. So the other night, I was just really bored. Unfortunately, my sleep schedule has been kind of shitty. So I was like, I want to fucking go to bed earlier. But it turned into just me being up and not wanting to turn on my PlayStation. So I was like, I'm going to watch a movie instead and be different. So I started looking around and I saw a movie that I'd been wanting to watch. And I was like, fuck it. Tonight's the night. So I checked out War Machine with Alan Ritchson.
You really thought you were going to say Anaconda.
War Machine? What is that?
I will tell you what that is. Okay?
Is that like the superhero or no?
No. It's not like the superhero. It's basically like what if Arc Raiders was real life. So, like, I'll spoil a little bit about the movie, but nothing too heavily.
Really? That's what the movie is?
Kinda, yeah. So,
that's sad. I thought
so
it was
look, if I'm being completely honest with you, going into this movie, I was like, this shit is gonna suck. I was like, this is gonna be trash, but I'm gonna enjoy it. Let's just fucking roll a joint and go into it, whatever. The first 10 minutes of it are super cheesy. Like, I'll just tell you straight up, there's this part where this army guy is trying to fix his truck, and this Alan Ritchson is the main character. He walks in behind the guy and he's like, hey, you gotta move your fucking truck out of the way. And the guy looks up and he's like, what'd you say to me? And everybody looks around like they're gonna fight. And then it's like, what are you talking about? It's my brother. And it's like the worst way to write a scene. Like he literally says the words like, it's my brother, my big brother. And I'm like, we could do exposition a little bit better, right?
I mean, to be honest though, if you threw Mark Wahlberg in that scene,
right?
That is it's a great scene.
They have a matching forearm tattoo and they show it at the same time. They're like, he's my brother, you know? So I'm like, it's your first fucking taste of the movie. So you're like,
mad trophy.
And then I won't get too much into it.
There's a montage immediately after that.
No, it's he's like, I want to be an Army Ranger and I want to do it with you, bro. And he's like, I'm too old for that shit. You just do it on your own. And then they get attacked by the Taliban and his little brother dies. And then it hard cuts to the future where he's now going through the process of becoming an Army Ranger for his brother. Mm-hmm. And if you're upset that I spoiled that for you, that is the first 10 minutes of this film. You'll be fine. So then the next 20 minutes of the movie to complete the first act is just kind of Alan Ritchson's character going through this rigorous training process. And if you're mad that I'm not saying the character's name, it's because none of the characters in this movie have names. They are numbers. They say that right when they get there. They're like, you no longer have names. You are numbers. You are 81. So if you go on Wikipedia or IMDb, it'll say Alan Ritchson as 81, and they all have a fucking number. So the first part of the movie is them going through this whole training process. It starts with like 200 of them, and then it gets, whittled down through challenge and trial until there's like 20 of them left. And basically they're like, if you want to complete your training and become a ranger, you have to go through this simulated test that they like refer to as a death march. And they tell them that they're going to be flown in by helicopter into like the mountains of Colorado, and they're going to have 24 hours to locate a downed army aircraft, detonate it, like to get rid of the evidence or whatever, and get back to base essentially, right? So helicopter drops them off. They go through. Their scout finds like the aircraft, but it's like super high tech. It looks like something out of a movie, obviously. And even the Army Rangers are like, damn, they really like spent money on the effects and shit. But Alan Ritchson's character has like a weird gut feeling about it. So he sees something off in the distance and he's like, stay put, I'm gonna go check something. And while he's doing that, the demo crew is like putting C4 on the aircraft. But what Ritchson ends up seeing in the distance is the aircraft they were actually supposed to demolish. So as he's like running back, they blow the charges and the machine wakes up, and it's like a giant alien warbot sent from another planet, and it just starts murking them one by one. And when I tell you, I went from being like to like, oh shit, really fast. Like, they went about it very gruesomely. Like, I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't necessarily gory as much as it was like real. And I was like, holy shit. Like, this machine is launching cannonballs at like 60 miles an hour at these people. It is taking off their faces. People are losing legs, getting their fucking heads melted off. It's insane, bro. And like, I'm not going to spoil too much, but every time you get to a point in this movie where you're like, surely things cannot go worse, things go so much worse, to the point where like at the end I was like, what, like, how does any of this get resolved?
End the world. Just end the world.
Literally, like, that's what I was getting to at that point. But I have to say, by the end of it, I was thoroughly hooked. I was like, I have not been that engaged in an action movie in a long time. And surely enough, after I watched it, I checked the RT scores, and I think the audience and critics have it at like a 70 to 80, something like that. So, everybody kind of agrees that it's a fun movie.
Yeah, word.
I saw one review that kind of equated it to like the old 80s sci-fi action movies like Predator and kind of that vibe, and it very much felt like that. But I gotta say, as somebody who's played a lot of video games where you fight against robots in the future, I don't ever want to see that in real life, like ever. That was horrifying.
Yeah, like the amount of times that people in these movies that like the person getting murked by the robot, the people getting shot by Vincent D'Onofrio at the courthouse or whatever, that's me. Yeah, that is me in these scenarios. Because like in every movie, you'll be like, first off, I want to say, good that the movie just ended up not being the training montage, because that would have been terrible.
Yeah.
Like, imagine if the whole movie was just the training to get into the Marines or whatever. That would have been so shitty.
And it's funny that you bring that up, because that was a fear of mine. Like, when it gets to the point that they drop them off, I was like, is the whole next part of this movie just them
like
doing
something
the
goes
test
wrong and then like they lose signal and then they have to survive in the wilderness? But no, they actually made it like aliens and shit, which is cool.
100%.
But yeah, like whenever in the movies when people are like, all right, giant robot mech that melts people, let's get the guns, and immediately I'm like, I'm hiding. I'm going to a base. Yeah. I'm going to like a double basement in Brooklyn and hiding, bro.
100%. I think if I had one major positive to start with, the movie shot really beautifully. Like, cinematographically speaking, way better than it needs to be for this movie. So shout outs on that department. But the writing could have definitely been a little sharper. Like, some of the dialogue between the soldiers is very much like, my kid could have written that shit type thing. And there's like another thing that kind of like it low-key took a whole point off for me. And I don't want to spoil too much. I feel like I've already said a lot with the whole alien worship thing. But there is stuff in the beginning of the movie, like news broadcasts and stuff, that kind of like try to hint that something's going to go wrong. Like, like an asteroid is nearing Earth and da-da-da-da. But all of that stuff was like the cheesiest shit I've ever done. Like, they were like, oh, we got to film this like fake news broadcast about an asteroid. We'll spend like $100 on it. And it just just like like I said, the whole rest of the movie is shot really well. It looks really good. And then the news broadcast just looks like a stock Final Cut thing where the guy's like, oh, alien, maybe? I don't know if shit's going to hit the earth and it's going to be crazy. But that being said, I'll give it like an 8 out of 10. I'll be generous. I had a good time with it. Shout out to Alan Ritchson. Also, shout out to Alan Ritchson for beating the shit out of his neighbor. Did you know about that? That's pretty funny, if I'm being honest. He was riding, I think, dirt bikes with his son or something like that. And one of his neighbors like came out and got in his way and was basically like, you're making too much noise. You're disturbing the neighborhood. And then this idiot put his hands on Alan Ritchson. So Alan Ritchson just fucking snuffed him real quick. And somebody took a video from their house and they had to call the cops and everything. But he was like, it was self-defense, so he didn't get in trouble. But it's like, bro, you literally fight that. And when you look at the neighbor, like, picture middle America neighbor. That's what this guy looked like. You know, balding, kind of just not action movie star. That's not a fight you win.
I'm thinking that goes much like the Pedro Martinez Yankee fight.
100%. 100%.
Pull up the clip.
Yeah.
I want like a little like, you know, video now that just plays that clip of Pedro Martinez throwing, which the manager isn't that old in the clip. He's like 70 something, but
he looks way older.
He looks 120 and he's spherical.
He looks like Humpty Dumpty. Literally.
And literally he throws him to the ground. The fight stops. Literally people are mid punch and they stop to be like, is this old man okay?
And bro, I am not even trying to like joke, but like when Dylan says he looks spherical, he bounces. He literally like bounces and rolls.
He goes boom, and
boom, his hat rolls off too. It's like we shouldn't be laughing at an old man being thrown to the ground, but you watch the video and make up your own fucking mind because it is hilarious.
It is honestly one of the funniest things ever. And that by the way was a turning point in the playoff series. After that moment, the Red Sox proceeded to win 4 straight games and became the first ever team to reverse
the
sweep.
First 3-0.
Yeah,
wow,
incredible in baseball history. So it was all because we threw Humpty Dumpty on the ground.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Last thing I will say, not that it really matters that much, I found out something interesting about Alan Ritchson. I found out his family lives on the road. They don't like have a house. Like they like live in Airbnbs and stuff like that so that he can make his movies and stuff. It was like, interesting. But yeah. War Machine, 8 out of 10, pretty decent. Fucking pew pew. That's what happens in the movie.
Pew pew.
Let's make some music recommendations, shall we, Dylan? Shall we?
I got a fresh one.
I think so. I'm gonna need a minute.
You're gonna need a minute?
I'm gonna need a minute to pull this up.
I mean, I can pull mine out if you want. Actually, I already know what mine is. I was showing Dylan, or not Dylan, I was showing Jerry earlier that my jam of the week was almost a song by JPEG Mafia called Baby Girl, which is a fucking jam. But instead, I am going to give this week's Jam of the Week to a song titled Confidential by Souly Had. It's just a bop. It has a nice little synth line in it that plays throughout the song. And I also found out that he's kind of part of the whole like Williamsburg, Bushwick music sphere that accompanies Low Effort, our pal from Malloy. So that's pretty cool. So shout outs.
Nice.
Souly Had.
Cool.
Very nice. My Yam of the Week is Cleared by DJ SoulChild. It is on Spotify, but I think it's under a different name. But yeah, it's just like a Jersey Club remix that goes way too hard.
You were asking me recently what my opinion on Jersey Club was. I'm a fan.
There's also just like weird gaming remixes. There's like one of the most popular Jersey Club mixes on YouTube is just like it's just like an ocarina of time.
There's a lot of Kingdom Hearts Jersey Club. Yeah, whatchamacallit, any genre of music that starts with a place is probably fire. Yeah. So UK Garage, amazing.
Yeah, starts with the place.
Hell honestly, yeah.
Straight up.
My song of the week is gonna come off of Action Bronson's new album Planet Frog.
Ribbit.
It's the first half of the album is great. The second half
questionable,
different.
Wait, what happened?
My favorite song from the album, which is the song of the week, is gonna be the one with Paul Wall and Lil Yachty.
Oh,
it's called Triceratops. Yeah, that's a good one.
Wait, so what is like the second half of the album just not good, or is it like
it's there's a let me see how long this song is real quick. This song is it's It's 3 minutes and 13 seconds. It's like an Indian style instrumental.
Oh, nice.
And it's just
that's it
in the middle of the album.
Oh, nice.
Also, shout outs to Kenny Beats, now known as Kenneth Bloom, for producing that album.
He produces everything.
Literally, the Weezer, Action Bronson, Thundercat. Who's next? Who's like the weirdest artist? Beats. Sabrina Carpenter. There you go. Shout outs. All right. Thanks for watching this episode of the Joystick Show, episode 288. If you see Joey in the supermarket, help him out, man. He doesn't know what brand of cottage cheese to buy. He is struggling, man. He's like sweating.
He's still there.
He is 100%. He's probably not in the dairy section anymore.
What do you eat this with?
Probably in
he's in a different aisle, but
produce
he's still
maybe.
at the supermarket. Yeah.
You know the supermarket hack that you're not supposed to go in the aisles, you're supposed to go around the perimeter, because that's where all the healthy stuff is. It's like produce, meat, dairy.
But cereal's not on the outside.
It's true. Cereal's important. Cereal is important. That being said, hold on. Sorry, that one was escaping me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you had more fucking groundbreaking.
No, it was
produce tips.
No, it was just gas.
You wanna buy the produce at the little cart outside. You don't want to go into the supermarket. Yeah.
Shout out to they opened not to go on a whole other outro tangent, but they opened up a supermarket nearby, and it's like really big, and it looks like it is exotic, like it's owned by like I don't even know who owns it, but it's like I think it's Middle Eastern or Indian or something like that. But my dad went to just like check it out, because my dad and supermarkets are like me and fucking movie theaters. It's like, oh, we gotta go see what brand of milk do they have here. But my dad went, and there was a guy outside that was like getting rid of fucking like pallets of strawberries, and my dad was like, what happened? And the guy was like, oh, we were just supposed to refrigerate them, but we couldn't, so we can't actually sell them, but they're still good to go, so we're just giving them away for free. And my dad is like, can I have one? The guy was like, you can have as many as you want. My dad came home with like 2 pallets of strawberries. We had like strawberries in my freezer for 3 months. But shout outs, bro.
That's a lot of smoothies.
That is. That's all we use them for. That's all we use them for. Literally, we use them like ice cubes, just fucking blend them. That being said, strawberries. That's a good way to end it, right?
Is it? Fucking strawberries.